Deep in the brain of every wild animal on Earth, there is a hardwired survival instinct that screams at them to run away from smoke. Smoke means fire, and fire means death. So how did early humans suppress that primal panic and decide to inhale burning plants on purpose? The answer traces back to a bizarre biological side effect of learning to control fire. To survive the brutal cold and fend off predators, early hominids dragged the campfire inside. They built hearths in the center of enclosed caves. But caves have terrible ventilation. Trapping the heat meant trapping the carbon monoxide and massive amounts of particulate matter. Early smoke inhalation was a side effect of basic survival. Our ancestors breathed in those first thick clouds simply because the alternative was freezing in the dark. Sit inside a smoky cave for a few 100,000 years, and evolution starts to take over. This visualization shows human cells side by side with standard primate cells reacting to identical smoke particulates. Over thousands of generations, our bodies developed a specific genetic mutation, allowing us to process and clear airborne toxins significantly faster than monkeys or apes. Our bodies adapted simply to survive our own living rooms. But by making us immune to dropping dead from a campfire, nature opened a strange biological door. This ancient survival mechanism gave our species a unique biological tolerance, a chemical resilience that we eventually turned toward intentional smoking. Once smoke wasn't immediately suffocating, humans started paying attention to what they were actually burning. They tossed different leaves, roots, and bark into the flames to observe the reactions. They quickly realized that throwing pungent herbs onto the coals created a thick smudge that drove away mosquitoes and parasites. They had discovered early pest control. And then they noticed the psychological effects. Breathing in the smoke of specific psychoactive plants made them feel dizzy, relaxed, or even put them into trance states. Smoke had evolved into a medium for magic and medicine, a controlled tool used to manipulate the senses and the spirit. In the Americas, this botanical experimentation zeroed in on the tobacco plant. Ancient wild tobacco packed incredibly heavy concentrations of nicotine that would make a modern smoker violently ill. Early shamans consumed it in massive, overwhelming doses to induce hallucinations and communicate with the spirit world. The first smoking devices, like this carved stone pipe shaped like a bird, were highly respected tools used to cement diplomatic treaties and perform sacred rituals. Tracing exactly which leaves a shaman burned thousands of years ago seems impossible when all you find in the dirt are empty stones. But scientists can extract invisible, microscopic chemical signatures trapped deep inside the porous rock of these ancient artifacts. They run those extractions through tools like gas chromatographs and mass spectrometers. These machines break down the invisible residue and match the molecules directly back to specific plant species, like wild tobacco or local herbs. This forensic science proves our ancestors were highly skilled chemists who understood exactly what the local flora could do. They engineered their smoke with precision. That specialized knowledge stayed tightly controlled until the Industrial Revolution got a hold of it. Mass production stripped away the sacred rituals. Corporations chemically modified the tobacco plant, making the smoke smoother and the nicotine hit faster, engineering it for cheap daily addiction. By tearing the plant out of its shamanic context and putting it in everyone's pocket, they turned a sporadic spiritual practice into a catastrophic global health crisis. The factory lines severed the careful, ancient relationship humans had built with the chemistry of the natural world. We started out huddled in smoky Ice Age caves, choking on campfire set, and eventually learned how to weaponize and inhale the Earth's botany. For nearly all of human history, taking smoke into our lungs was either an unavoidable cost of staying warm or a highly controlled, truly sacred experiment. It was never meant to be a mundane habit. By taming the flame for warmth, we unintentionally modified our own biology, inviting a toxic byproduct into our lives that still dictates the terms of our modern health and habits.